Welcome back, all you hips and hipsters, gangs and gangsters.
Oh
Got
yeah.
another episode of Modern Gems. I don't know what I'm talking about today. It's been a long weekend. I was sick, dude, all weekend long.
Yeah.
Last week, my coworker was sick, and I was trying to avoid it. And somehow I just got it like Friday, right? Well, probably middle of the day Friday. I just felt it coming on,
Mm.
and then at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, lunchtime, I started getting the chills. I mean, it's what 93 degrees and stuff.
Yeah.
So go to my apartment to get a sweater, so I'm wearing like a sweater, like, and obviously we have the AC on there at work, so it probably was around 72, but I was still like cold.
Hmm.
So come home, I eat dinner, and then at 7:30 I just fall asleep, and I slept all the way until Sunday at like 7 in the morning. Now obviously I like my strategy when I'm sick is like I sleep in my bed like for a few hours,
Mhm.
and then I come out and sleep on the couch. It's like I gotta change my surroundings so that
Uh-huh.
like it's like a new type of sleep or something. Yeah, it was just I don't think I was awake for more than 30 to 45 minutes in between any of those spells from
Yeah.
Friday at 7:30 until Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning, dude. It was
Yeah, that sucks. Getting sick on the
yeah,
weekend and then there goes your weekend and now it's back to work again.
yeah, dude. I was like, are you kidding me? Like
Yeah.
I had plans. I just got back home from Michigan last weekend. I didn't have that much of a weekend from that, so I still had some stuff to do. And then it was just like it was completely. I was like, oh man, this is terrible. And so I'm still like just kind of like out in la la land with my thoughts. So that's what
Yeah.
brought.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Are you still sick or are you just getting over it or what?
I mean, I don't know when you say still sick. What qualifies someone as still being sick? Do I still
Uh,
feel like crap?
yeah, I guess.
Yes. Like, yeah, I don't feel great.
Hmm.
Still have a stuffed nose, congestion, but I
Yeah.
can work.
Hmm.
Like I'm not just dead tired where Saturday it was just like, oh, okay, I would like to get up and have lunch. It's like I'm too tired to have lunch. I'm too tired to get up to like do anything.
Yeah.
Like taking a shower is like taking all your energy out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do the dishes is just like, okay, I'll do like four dishes and then I'll rest and take a nap. And then I'll get up and I'll do four more dishes.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of like 10 naps, I may have completed the dishes.
Well,
you know, did some laundry, and yeah,
at least you completed some dishes at a time. You didn't just wait for the dishes to do themselves.
yeah, that's true. Which I could use a dishwasher, but I don't like that.
Yeah. The
But
dishwasher
it's
just
actually
doesn't do the
interesting.
job.
No, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Uh, like whenever I get sick, I feel like I just get like this ultimate wisdom where I have these deep, insightful thoughts,
Yeah.
and I started actually thinking, which I don't know what you want to get into tonight in terms of conversation, but I was thinking about like my connection with God, and it was just like, huh, like, and I think a lot of it has to do with how easy it is to get distracted. So when you have thoughts, for me, I get a lot of thoughts more at the gym, and so it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I have a thought, and it's like, oh, I got to go do this set. It's like, well, what was that thought? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
because you just allow it to get distracted by what you're currently doing. Or when you're sick, it's just like, I don't want to get the phone. It's just it's like, huh. It's like, yeah, what was that? Like when I got disconnected from God, like, what was that? How did that happen? What was that feeling like? And it was like, oh, well, I felt like I was being outcast from a church. It's like, okay, that's interesting. It's like, why did I feel like that? And how did I relate that to God? It's like, well, because inside of the church, there was a value of how we acted and our actions equaling having a closeness to God. And so I started like going even deeper, and I realized that each time that I felt like I've gotten disconnected to God, there's been an issue with. Are you familiar with what group identity is? Did
Not
you?
really.
Kind of, okay, so I would probably compare it as like associating who you are with maybe what you do
Mm.
or what group you're a part of. So like, oh, I like going to Trinity. Like, oh, I'm part of Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's Trinity. That's our group. And like inside of religion, there's a lot of these groups where it's like we're the only ones. And
Mm.
so it's like, oh, okay, well we're the only ones. Well, if we go outside of this group, well now you're not the only ones. And it's like so. Your connection to God is really based on all the other people inside of that community and your relationship status with them, essentially.
Hmm.
And like when that group unfolds or there starts to be dissension within it where there's like maybe arguments or they're not agreeing on certain standards and ideas, that group identity is just like you start feeling lost. And so in religion, you would think that the most central part of it is having a relationship with God and that being what um, holds you and gives you comfort and support. But when you leave a group and you realize that you're lost or you feel disconnected, it's like, well, maybe my identity was never really close to
Mm-hmm.
God, but it was just based on being part of this group. And it was like, that's what I kind of realized. It was like, I was basing my closeness to God based on whatever group I was a part of or how much I felt comforted inside of that group. It's like, well, that's not a very strong foundation for a faith if it's only based the group that you're inside of. And so I started thinking deeper. It's like, okay, well, so how do I develop a relationship with God? Well, I can just go to whatever church that it is, go visit this one, go visit that one, and I can still have that connection to Him. And I'm just, going around being part of all these other places. But it's not so much where I feel like I need to be a part of this group, and that will solidify my relationship with God. And I think that's been one of the biggest struggles for me. And then I started thinking about other areas. It's like, okay, well, what other areas of my life have I maybe like felt like this? And it's like baseball was a huge one. It's like, wow, like, yeah, as soon as I got hurt playing baseball, that was really, really difficult because it was like, that was my identity.
Mm.
Right. And then a couple years ago, I was working a job where I was selling fitness fitness training schools for personal trainers, and I got fired from that. And I could never. I was like, why did I get fired? Like I didn't do anything wrong, other than like try to get sales, which yeah, I struggled with. But it was like I felt like a failure, and it's like when you lose your identity inside of that, it can be really, really difficult. So,
Hmm.
yeah, where were they going with that? I don't know. You have any questions about that?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like people and their job. Like it's it's kind of like you ask somebody what they do and they answer with their job because it's kind of what they just associate themselves with. And it's like, oh, well, I do this for a living. It's like, yeah, but what are you actually like passionate about, and what do you want to do with your life, and what is it about you that makes you you? Like, it's not work for most people. I mean, some people are truly passionate about their jobs and make it like their whole entire identity, and they love doing that, and that's great. But for the average person who's working at a grocery store, asking them what they do and them responding with that they work at a grocery store, it's like, yeah, but that's you don't really care about that. Like, if you got fired from there, you just find another job. Like, what about you? You know?
Yeah, it's like the question, like, who are you? Not so
Yeah.
much like, what do you do? Or it's like, who are you? Like,
Yeah.
who am I? It's like, holy cow! Like, I know for me personally, I took a lot of pride into what my job was, and that was really who I was. Like, trying to be a baseball. Like, who are you? I'm a
Mhm.
baseball player. It's like, no,
Right.
I'm Chad. Like, I have a high moral standard. I'm fit. I really enjoy fitness. I like golf. I like baseball. I like laughing. I like games. I like being around my family. I like kids. So I'm just way more than I think
Mhm.
what I used to identify myself as. And I think oftentimes I would think that people would identify me or judge me based on my job, and so that's who I was to them.
Right.
And I tried to, whether they do that or not, have an outlook where like I can't focus on wondering how people view me. It has to be, I just have to try to be a good representation of who I am myself, and I need to be focused more on who I view myself as being, and living a life based on that. But going a little bit more to the group identity is, as I was thinking about the sports aspect of it, and it's like, getting cut from a team in high school or an early age, it's not just difficult because you're looked at as a failure and you're not good enough, but it's a sudden group of people that you were in close relationship with, and now you're separated from them. It's like the coaches is essentially saying, hey, no, you're not good enough, but you're also not part of the team. Like, you can't be part of us anymore. So it's like all that time and all that energy that you were able to spend around those people, and that time, it's all been removed from your life. It would be like, like being a kid and you grow up in a family, and then the parents just saying, okay, yeah, like, hey, we no longer want you. It's just like, man, that's really difficult to grasp. And I started thinking about that. It's like, man, it's more than just failing and not being good enough. It's not being accepted and just totally cut off from something that, maybe for some people it's not just the sport itself, but it's the comfort of being around other people and just the enjoyment of, like, hey, like, I just want to be there on the bench and
Right.
laugh and get to be part of all the stories that happen inside of this group, right?
Yeah.
Like, or specifically, if you're not on the team, you're removed from all these stories that you get to hear everybody else talking about and how they seem funny,
Right.
and anything like that. You got removed, and that's like, wow, I never really thought about that before.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of relate with what you're saying there, especially with the just kind of being for the team aspect, just being part of the team and not necessarily playing the sport, just the car rides up there in the group or on the bus, or just sitting on the bench before the game, or just hanging out with the team. And it's a very tight knit community to be a part of, and it's a very cliche thing to say. It's like, oh, this team's a family, this workplace is a family, but it's like, I don't know, when the baseball teams really did feel like something closer than just a team. There's something to that, and it's not just playing baseball. It's having all those stupid little moments with your friends and socializing and laughing and seeing each other succeed and learning how to go through failure together. And I think I don't know, that's something that was really powerful to me, I guess, when playing baseball or any sport, really. I mean, we've talked about it on here before, but it's some of the best moments from sports are just not even playing the sports. It's just being around the team. And I remember my sophomore year playing baseball, and there was, when we were playing for districts, it was like a weekend thing, and there was like 3 games in a day or something. So we played the first game, and then we had a kid on our team that lived pretty much right next to the baseball field. So we all went over to his house after we won the game and hang out for a couple hours, and then we meet up back at the field, and we're just sitting at the field and just like cracking jokes. And I'm just sitting there dying laughing, and it's just, I don't know, moments like that where you really remember. I mean, you remember all the cool plays and stuff too, but it's moments like that with the team where you really learn about each other, and all that chemistry kind of comes together. And I don't know, it's something really special.
See, that's interesting. I don't know if I ever was on a team that has much chemistry as some of the teams that you've shared that you've been on. I
Yeah.
just never really got to experience that. I remember that there was one time in college when I was playing college baseball in Texas where one of the kids on the team, he had, like, I don't know if it was a couple $100 like stolen from his uh, his room, and we didn't know, like, I don't remember what it was, but something happened, and our coach told us that we weren't going to be able to wear our jerseys for like our first game. We were going to have to wear our practice uniforms, and unless we figured it out. And so like we, as like the team, everybody, they're like, we're going to stay out here on this baseball field until somebody talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like we were out there for hours and hours, and like nobody said anything. And then they were like going through like the clue questioning. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Do you know who did it? Like they wanted to interview individuals. I was like, no. And so at one point, I finally just got to be like, we were just cracking jokes. Like, this isn't funny. We got to figure this out. It's like, what the hell is this to do, dude? Like, I don't know who did it. What energy do you want me to try to project here?
Yeah.
But it was, just during those types of situations when you have like some bad apple on the team can really, really hurt that aspect.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's like, I don't know, what do you want me to just sulk in the sadness of this guy losing a couple $100? It's like, I get it. It sucks for that guy, but I'm not going to ruin my day because money got stolen from him and I didn't have anything to do with it. It's like, why am I being punished for? It's like, I'm not going to let somebody else ruin my day just because.
Yeah. But, and I wonder, what, like, whenever you get cut, have you ever gotten cut from a team?
No.
Yeah, I guess me either. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can say what it feels like, but I know that I guess me feeling like I got cut from the team was when I got hurt and I just really wasn't going to be able to play anymore, or didn't really have a new avenue to keep going. And I'm trying to think, like, that pain and that hurt and that sorrow, like, what was it associated with? And I think looking back on it right now, I'm just like, I feel like I wish I wouldn't have spent so much time and effort doing that one thing when there was other things to do. But it was like in the grand scheme of things, it was like my passion. I was enjoying it. And so it's like, But it's like, was I just oblivious to not being good enough to like pursue it at a professional level? Was I just oblivious to that, or what? And so it's like trying to associate what that pain is that from that loss or from that group that you're a part of.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about it on here before, but kind of that delusional mindset, maybe oblivious, but just, I mean, you're never going to make it if you're not at least a little bit delusional. Like, you have to be sure of yourself. You have to know that you want it. If you're going to go pro, you have to have at least a little bit of delusion in you to think that you can keep going. Because if you don't, then nobody else is going to for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that makes sense. It's just like I sometimes wonder myself, like, it's that personality trait, narcissistic. And it's just like, am I just like so narcissistic where like I think I can do absolutely anything? And it's just like, and it's just like, as I look and I think, what's my purpose? What could I be? I was like, oh, well, maybe I could do comedy. Oh, well, maybe I could start up a clothing line. Oh, well, maybe I could be a business owner. Or it was like, oh, well, like maybe I could teach golf lessons. And it's like, but I could realistically do all these things. And it's like, maybe it is me being narcissistic, but it's like, yeah, but like I work really hard at certain things and I try to get really, really good at it to where maybe I'm not at the top, but I'm not at the bottom, and I know more than a lot, and so I could offer more help. But it's like there's not this one thing that I'm just like the absolute best at. And I feel like once I find out what that is, then I'll know what my true purpose is, because then everything will just be easy. Like all the information I share online, all the podcast episodes that we do, people will just be so enthralled with my amazing wisdom on this specific subject that we'll have thousands and thousands of followers, and YouTube will start paying us to do the podcast because there's so many listeners and they're so infatuated with it. And then we can start selling apparel because everybody's just going to be buying all the clothing because of all the information we're sharing and all these types of things. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like, It's it's hard because there are so many things that I'm passionate about, and I do
Right.
like working hard, and I just have this real big desire to be good at something and to have success to where you can enjoy your time while you're doing it, but also have a stable income and be able to create stability and the finances to just support a life. So
Yeah, I think with the podcast Jonathan and I did, which for a little behind the scenes, we did two podcast episodes with a different podcast, Isaiah Danbury. He's been on here before, but it's his podcast. And I did an episode with one of their guests or one of their hosts, and Chad did an episode with the other one of their hosts. And kind of in my and Jonathan's episode, we were kind of talking about how everything has kind of always seemed to come easy. Like it, my skill floor seems like a lot higher than everybody else's. Like when I first start doing something, it's a lot easier for me to pick up on it, which can be really good, but I feel like there's nothing that really calls to me as I'm really good at this thing, so I need to pursue this thing because I don't know. I feel like if somebody else is not good at most things and then they find something that they are good at, it's easy to become passionate about that and it's easy to pursue a life around that, I guess. But for me, we were kind of talking about how everything kind of comes naturally and easy, like not to be braggadocious, but it's just, I don't know, it just clicks differently, I guess. So nothing has ever really stuck out to me. But baseball was one of those things where it's like I'm really passionate about this and I'm good-ish at it, so why not just keep pursuing it? But I don't know. Everything just kind of comes easy, so there's nothing that really sticks out as to grab my attention and focus on that 100%, if that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm the same way. It's like I'm just very well rounded. I very learned. I enjoy reading books, and so uh, I always push myself to be the best and to learn as much as I possibly can. I don't do things half-ass, and when you don't do things half-ass, you're going to make a lot of mistakes very, very quickly. But you're going to learn from those mistakes, and you're going to progress very, very quickly. It's just like I mean, all the sports that I've played, I can't like. It hasn't been really a sport that I'm just absolutely. Maybe disc golf. Like I do not really care for disc golf, but for some reason, just like that frisbee, if I throw it just too hard, it always wants to go out to a certain way. So I guess maybe that's a good example. I did not like it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it makes the things
yeah,
that you aren't good at and it's very hard to get into them. You just don't want to do them because it's like, man, I suck at this. I hate doing it. So you just never do it. So yeah. Yeah, I get that.
yeah, it's like, okay, this is stupid. This is dumb.
Yeah.
Or when you go and do things like, I don't know, for me, like pickleball, like it's just so
It's too easy.
where it's just like, oh my gosh, like this takes no skill. Like so many other people can like play this and be good at it. It's like I don't care. Like it's so hard to try to be at the top echelon and to be good and to be better than that many people. Where it's just like, okay, like you guys all have at this because it's just boring. It's somewhat easy. Like obviously, when you go play against the really good players, you're just like, oh wow, this is
Yeah.
this is hard.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely.
and that's
get
something that I think when I moved down to South Florida, I took a really big liking to beach volleyball because, dude, it takes just so much athleticism, agility, touch. There's so many different aspects of so many different sports, like speed, the ability to jump, the ability to out hustle, outwork people. Because it's like, hey, like there's a lot of people who will just like, oh, like okay, 1, 2, oh, I'm not running for that. It's like over. It's like, no, I'm running for that. I'm gonna get it up. We're gonna try to put it over, and we're gonna keep this point running. And it's just like nonstop. And that's like you just like work like a dog, grind through it, and you can actually beat really good teams by just outworking them in volleyball. That's what I really like beach volleyball. you can dive, you can jump. I think the chances of getting hurt are way less than just, almost any other sport in terms of physical sports like basketball, football, baseball, anything like that.
Right.
Because you're on the sand, you're diving. It's also cool because you can change it up. Like you can play intramural or co-ed to where there's a guy and a girl, so you get to play against both. Like you have tall people, you have short people who are spiking the ball, you have people that are just working on their shots. There's just so many different aspects of the game that can totally make it different from one game to another based on who you're playing. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Something that you said there that, I don't know, just kind of reminded me, but we were talking before the podcast about, I think we did a whole episode on it last year, but all day baseball is coming up on this weekend, and we talked about it last year, but just the way you were talking about it with all the hustle and most people just saying, that's kind of out of the way, I'm just going to let it drop or not go for it or whatever. And it just kind of reminded me of all day baseball and the home run derby, just shagging balls out in the outfield. It just kind of brought me back to the days of playing baseball. And it was like, I remember they have like a speaker with somebody on the microphone behind home plate or something. And during the home run derby, all the balls going to the outfield, I'm out there diving for them, jumping, they're like sprinting for balls, making diving catches and stuff. And I remember the person behind home plate was like, "Who is that out there like diving for these balls?" And they said it was me, and they're like, "Oh yeah." And then I don't know, it was just, there's something to that of just acting like I'm in high school again and going and diving for those balls, because that's like some of the most fun stuff, is just chasing down a fly ball, diving for it, trying to rob a home run. Just, I don't know. I get one day a year. That's the way I look at it. I get one day. I'm just going to go out there and give it everything and try to make as many diving catches, diving plays, whatever, cool plays, just as I can.
No, for me, that's how almost all of college was, because I transitioned to outfield at that point in time, and I used to love BP because the offensive part of BP, I would just go up there and try to hit home runs.
Yeah.
The defensive side of it is that I would be out in the outfield, and a lot of people just kind of didn't want to be there. But every single ball, I would be running, diving for it. Like that. That was what was fun. It's like it's one, how you better, but it's also, for me, one of the most enjoyable parts of the game is just like that free feeling of just going out there and catching, like being on Sports Center's top 10, you know what I mean? Like, like just trying to make those catches, like pushing your body to the limits to see, okay, like what ball is actually out of my reach and what ball can I actually pull in, and then like seeing, like there were plenty of balls that, okay, maybe I came up short, but there were some pretty sweet catches where I did sliding this way or out, like, jumping out and getting it. Home runs, snagging a home run is quite difficult.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it has to be perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Especially at Glen Oaks. And at center field, there's this hill that you have to go up. So it's like if you're playing deep center field, somebody has to hit one pretty darn good to even get up over that fence, because I think that fence sits at like right around 400. So you got to go up on that, and then it's about a 5-foot fence. So you got to have to like time a lot of things. It would be almost impossible because you'd have to get a good jump. You're usually probably about I'd say 10 to 20 yards from the fence as it is to get up there and to even do anything like that.
Yeah. Looking back at last year, I think that was probably the most fun part of all day baseball, other than the alumni game. I guess that was pretty fun too, but just shagging fly balls in the outfield during the home run derby, that was probably the most fun part to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed shagging balls. The nice thing when I played in Texas, so it was this wooden fence, and like in center field, we almost had the green monster.
Okay.
So it was like black monster essentially. It was probably 30 foot high. So it was all essentially, I think, about hard plywood that's been painted over, so really nice looking, like an actual old Major League Baseball fence, and then right in left field, I think it was probably about 8 foot fence or something like that. So they were 325. So that's where you could actually get there. And if there was one coming right over, you could try to time it, run up
Mm-hmm.
it, and pull it over. But what was funny is in college, since I was playing in Texas, a lot of the places we would travel to, our pitchers would have to go out and shag outside of the fence of the baseball field because everybody else would be doing that, and our coach was always counting all the balls,
Oh,
like to make
okay.
sure we get all the balls. They would find new balls like
Oh,
every
yeah.
season. We need all of them, and so some of these places you're in Texas, it's hot, and there's like rattlesnake areas out
Oh,
there,
wow.
and people always get pissed. They're like, Chad, like we're trying to hit home runs, like we got to go out there and chase the damn thing. They go down like these tumbleweeds or these long weeds, and like, I don't like weeds looking for damn home run balls.
That's funny.
Especially if you get a wind that's just blowing out, it's just like, oh, you can hit a ball so far.
Oh, yeah. Especially because you're
Just
using
straight up in the
aluminum
air.
bats in college.
Yeah, and that was before they had like that
The
BB
BB
core
core.
certification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they were coming off that bat hot.
Well, yeah. Plus, I would hit so many baseballs. Is what one of the bats that I had. I would
You'd
save
get it flat.
for games. Yeah, I would get one side of it flat, and
Yeah.
Well, did you remember that, or did you just know that I did that?
I think you told me about it before. I think there was a bat that I ended
Yeah.
up doing that to, too, actually. It was one of my yellow Eastons when I was in like travel ball. I would do that. But yeah.
Oh, wow. Those you got to be really careful with because the walls are a lot thinner on those ones.
Yeah.
And you get one flat, and you can really easily break it. And when that stuff shatters, oh man, that is no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You can get a sharp.
Yeah.
But no, that was just essentially trying to figure out that group identity. When you
Mhm.
lose friends, when you feel like you're a part of something and then you're no longer not, and trying to figure out like, okay, how do I just be confident in myself? And then once these types of losses they happen, and I just allow them to come through me and to go out me, to be able to accept them, to be able to say, oh, okay, like that's unfortunate,
Mhm.
but then to be able to move on and see what life has to offer instead of just being like, oh, gosh, like where was God? Where was this? And so I'm really trying to work on figuring out, okay, how do I get my faith so strong to where it's a deep relationship with Him, and I can just go inside and outside of these churches and these gatherings and be around these people, be so strong in my faith to not have that group identity to where I'm just broken and I'm lost and I'm no longer connected to God each and every time a group splits up or something happens. Like it's
Right.
that's really important.
Yeah. There's upsides to being in a group like that, but there's also the group identity like you're talking about, and there's upsides to actually being in the group and having that community, but you don't want to associate everything that you are with that group, because then you just kind of lose yourself and your goals in the process, and you just kind of become everybody else. And that's, I don't know, you'd like to be individualistic. And
Yeah,
be
and then you
yourself.
start taking on all these insecurities and judging yourself and your character. And usually when go into inside a group like that, you start judging the outside people. And so as soon as you become the outside people, you realize that you're being judged, and then you're still judgmental of other people and
Right.
this high standards and those types of things. And so there's been an aspect of that too, is just like not being so judgmental of people. I usually don't audibly speak it, but I just have been very judgmental of people,
Right.
and just not as accepting, and I don't know, not. I guess judgmental is always in a negative way, but just being very picky and having high standards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But before the episode, you talked about that you had something that you want to talk about. What was that?
Yeah. So, do you know what a dire wolf is?
A dire wolf?
A dire wolf, yeah.
No.
So basically, it's like a species of wolf that, or I don't know, I guess I don't know if species is the right word, but it's a type of wolf that went extinct. I don't know how many thousands of years ago or whatever, but it's just a wolf and it's a lot larger. And they were in northern, like Siberia, Alaska, stuff like that. And they went extinct a couple thousand years ago, but they have recovered like these bones, and they're able to pull DNA and like their gene sequence from the bones. And there's this company out of I guess I'm not really sure where they're out of, but there's this company that takes those genes and they like, I don't know how they do it exactly, but they have enough of the gene sequence of a dire wolf. They actually brought back dire wolves. Like they brought back an extinct species that went extinct like thousands of years ago.
How do they do that?
Like they were able to pull enough of a DNA, like the genome sequence, like all of their A's, T's, C's, and P's. If you learned about like DNA and stuff or whatever, I don't really know exactly scientifically how they do it, but they were able to pull enough of that off of like fossils and bones and skulls and whatnot that have been frozen in Alaska, Siberia, whatever, and they basically make an artificial womb and they grow it, and there's 3 dire wolves now.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to understand. Like, is there an existing uh, living being that they then inject these into that like it takes a few generations of this wolf to become a dire wolf, but they created a living womb
Yeah.
and then they're able to inject these things inside of it to
I think
man, that's okay.
I think they took a different species of wolf, but then were able to remove the DNA from that and were able to just use like, I'm really not sure how they do it, but I know that they were able to use like an artificial womb of some sort and put the DNA and the genes into that somehow, and it actually grew and came into like a wolf puppy. And I don't think they're quite a year old right now, but there's two boy dire wolves, and then there's a younger one that is a girl. But yeah.
Because is it part of like artificial insemination where they impregnate a wolf with this?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I don't think so though.
Okay, because that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So what is a dire wolf compared to any other wolf? Like I guess what is it?
I think it's a lot larger, and I guess I don't know. I think the main thing is just that they're a lot larger and they have a distinct look. Like I think they're all white, but I don't know. But yeah, they're still growing, and by the looks of it, they're going to be pretty big. But basically, they just have this. I think it's in Alaska, but they just have this huge, like fenced in area, like double, triple fenced in area. So they're not going to be able to like spread out into the wild. They're not going to rewild them and like just put them out into the world, because they'll become like a predator, and they'll mess the ecosystem up. But yeah, they've just got them. They just have them like that right now.
Oh yeah, they think that this thing is just somehow like not gonna get out. The other people are gonna try to like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they didn't release the
Like
specific
how big is it
location.
supposed to get?
I don't
Well,
I don't know exactly, but yeah, if they did get out, that
this is like
would be a problem. But
this
they
is gonna be like
have
the area where's it 56 in Arizona or where they do like all the
Area
testing.
51.
If you want.
Yeah, but yeah, they
You
have.
said it's an unknown location. You just said.
Yeah, they didn't release the location to the public or anything like that, because they know people
Well,
would go and. What's that?
who did this?
It's a company called Colossal. Yeah, it's just a company. Yeah, but they have cameras on them 24/7. They have apparently It's like they went on Joe Rogan and were talking about it, and Joe Rogan was like, "Yeah, that's what the people in Jurassic Park said too when they got out." Then, yeah, but yeah, I thought that was super cool, and they were talking about on the podcast that they have like the amount. I think it's like 96 or 97% DNA, enough to make up the genome. Like to actually recreate them, it takes 96 to 97% of the total DNA to actually bring them back. And they have enough DNA to bring back like a bunch of different extinct species. Like they have a short-faced bear, which is like a bear, but if it stands on two legs, it's like 12 or 13 feet tall or something like that. They have woolly mammoth DNA. They have a bunch of them. I can't remember exactly, but that was kind of a segue into a question is to for you, if you were in charge of bringing back an extinct animal, do you have any that kind of as a kid resonated with you as like a saber-toothed tiger or something that just went extinct and you thought would be so cool to just bring it back? Do you have anything like that?
I mean, have to say some type of dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Probably like, I mean, Triceratops, Velociraptor. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with like these lizards down here in South Florida. They just sometimes when you just look at them, they just look so
Oh
much
yeah.
like they're so close to a dinosaur. To where
Yeah.
it's just like, I wonder if you could take aspects of this and just add it to the whatever percent you already have to be able to figure out like how to create something that would be way bigger than what we currently have.
Yeah.
So I would say also some of those bird dinosaurs were
Pterodactyls.
pterodactyls. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I mean alligators and
Yeah.
crocodiles are basically dinosaurs. So,
Alligators and crocodiles are basically dinosaurs.
I mean basically they're just not extinct.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't look. I think about like just only land animals,
Right.
like where they're higher, more like the kangaroo looking. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
they have some body on them and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think of. I don't know how many animals are extinct that I could really think of other than dinosaurs. Do
Okay.
you?
I would say probably a saber-toothed tiger. I think those are just super cool. Just the way that they look
I
with
think you
their
said woolly
tusks
mammoth,
coming out.
right?
Woolly mammoth, yeah. They said they were planning on bringing those back too. Yeah.
Did they go into detail about like what caused these animals to be extinct?
They were talking about like the ice age a lot. I don't know if you do you know anything about the boneyard in Alaska?
No.
Okay, so basically the idea behind it is there's this gold miner bought a bunch of land. Well, I guess not a bunch. He bought a couple of acres in this one spot in Alaska, and he went to gold mine it. And basically, a lot of the land is just permafrost. So it's a spot in Alaska where this part of the land never gets hot enough. It's frost, but it's like that since before anyone knows. Like since the ice age is the idea behind it. So he went and he takes these hoses with really high pressurized water and he starts melting this permafrost looking for gold. But it's like a 4 or 5 acre plot or something, and he just finds woolly mammoth bones and tusks and like all of these different extinct animals, like just tons and tons of bones. And he fills up like warehouses with like extinct animals, and he has a bunch of extinct animals there that a lot of scientists said that should have never existed in Alaska. And the idea behind it is kind of between Siberia and Alaska before the last ice age is the explanation that most people that support the idea give. There was like a land bridge, so the animals could have crossed from basically Russia to Alaska, and that's how they got there in the first place. But when the ice age, when the all the glaciers and the ice came, it basically killed them all off and killed them in a very compact area. So that's kind of the idea behind where all those animals are coming from, or that's a lot of the species that are extinct are because of that. That's the idea anyway.
So, based on that theory, what I'm hearing is that there are species that are unique to Russia that aren't unique to Alaska. Like
Right.
it seems like very like very close to the same like geography and weather and temperature. Like I guess
Right.
I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, it's just the idea is that it's separated by an ocean, so they're not like that's kind of like North America and North America, the bald eagle is strictly in well, it's strictly native to North America. You can ship them to Australia, sure, then you could say you have a bald eagle in Australia, but it's not native to Australia. It's kind of only North American, which is where it is. And there's a lot of species that are only in certain types of the world. So I guess that's kind of the idea behind that.
Did they talk about what types?
Yeah, they did. My recall on the types is not great, but
Okay. And with the Ice Age, I guess I think you had kind of talked about like that's a theory. So there's different ways. Like I'm assuming some people think that they were there from the flood.
some people think that they were there from the flood. Some people think that there was like an asteroid impact or a meteor impact that caused the waters to rise and all of this. And yeah, there's a bunch of different. I don't know. It gets almost religious to. I don't know. That's kind of another thing with science and religion. It's debatable on how old Earth or the universe or whatever is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, when is the claim that the Ice Age was?
like 12 or 13,000 years ago.
Over 13,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're I guess the more normal thought is like uh, do you know what the claim is for how old the Earth is?
Like scientifically or religiously or
Well, can you just look up like what year? What's the Hebrew year that we're in? I'm trying to
uh
think. I thought it was fourth. Is it? I thought it was 4,000. I don't remember what. I mean, it might be 8,000. I don't remember.
5,785.
Okay.
Yeah. But science claims that Earth is like 300,000 or no, way older than that. But I don't know. It claims that like the modern day humans are like 300,000-ish years old.
Okay. So the first human was 300,000 some years ago.
Yeah, I think that includes like uh previous versions of like Homo sapiens, like before Homo sapiens, like there were Neanderthals, and I think that includes that. I'm really not 100% sure, but
Okay. So with that, you think they're going to make a lot more of these extinct animals?
I don't know about a lot more. I know that their plan is to rewild woolly mammoths eventually in their natural habitat. the all basically the apex predators they're not going to bring back, but I think some species that are extinct that aren't predators like the woolly mammoth, they're gonna bring back if they have enough. But I don't know. They didn't really hint to what they were bringing back. They did hint to the woolly mammoth though.
That's interesting because it's like, okay, if you're going to bring back woolly mammoths, you have to bring back their predators, or like they're just going to overpopulate.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the predator to a woolly mammoth would be. I can't imagine it's much different than an elephant. The idea is they're kind of an elephant with fur, basically.
Yeah, but what's the predator to it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you bring back a lot of animals that don't have a predator,
No, I know.
like, it's just like, well, what the fun is that? Like,
Yeah.
because what are like apex predators? What that they're not gonna bring back?
The short-faced bear was something they were not going to bring back. That's the
They're
bear
not
that
gonna bring it back.
no.
Huh? That's weird.
It was like a bear that stood like 13 feet tall or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know what it is exactly, but I just hear him talk about it a lot.
Did they say if they could bring back some dinosaurs?
I think they talked about it very, very vaguely. They never said whether they could or couldn't though. But I feel like that would be the ultimate. Yeah, that would be the ultimate thing to bring back if you could. Jurassic Park in real life. That would be pretty cool.
Because I mean, I feel like there can't be that many sea creatures that have went extinct, can there?
Oh, I'm sure.
I would have to. Really?
I would think so. I think you would be
How's that possible?
surprised as to how many different species are extinct. I think there's
Sure.
more species extinct than there are not. I don't know though.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
And I guess I would have assumed that there's less sea creatures extinct than any other animal.
That might be, I don't know.
It's like what kills a sea creature? It's like ice doesn't really kill them because they can always swim to another area. Like they're not going to like just get. There's no like lightning that just can freeze just like that. It's just like they always have the time to go and get out of there.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I don't know. This is why we need an expert on the subject to ask them. Because I bring an interesting topic and you have all these questions that I feel like I can't answer.
No, I'm just thinking out loud.
Oh, no, I know.
Like a great white shark, that's an apex predator, right? I think killer
so.
whales are too, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
So what intrigued you to dig into this? Or you just watched a Joe Rogan podcast and it was kind of like,
yeah, the founder of Colossal was on Joe Rogan and he started talking about it.
It's like, there's so much information out there. Like,
oh yeah,
Joe Rogan gets to pick at the top of the barrel
yeah,
to has to talk with. Like, me and you are over here talking about Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
he's actually like talking to the actual people that we talk about.
Yeah. One day though, we'll have some original guests.
We've had original guests.
Yeah, that is true.
It's just a matter of like how vast this world is and how many people there are out there.
Yeah.
There's so many people to learn from and to hear their stories and to hear what's going on in their lives. And there's so many people out there doing such creative and unique things where sometimes it's just like, man, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
what am I actually doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to play golf, which somebody has already done, or I'm going to do this, somebody's already done that. It's like, oh, we're going to go out there and actually bring back to life extinct animals.
Yeah.
Dang, how do you figure out how to do that? I want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yep.
I would have been bring back extinct humans.
Hmm. That's kind of, I don't know. I don't know about that.
No,
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
no, yeah, I don't like
And
the
in
idea
that in
either.
that episode, they were talking about there's some billionaire that his dog died, and I guess either he didn't want to tell his kids that the dog died or something like that, so he gave the dog to the people at Colossal, and they basically cloned the dog, and it looked exactly the same. It acted exactly the same. Like it would sit in the same spots that the last dog sat in. It's like some creepy stuff. Yeah, I don't like
Like
it.
its memory and everything. Like obviously they had to like birth it. Like they had to like let it live a while to be able to have it get to that age,
Right.
right? Like I mean,
Right. No, yeah, now it's just like you wouldn't know that it's a cloned dog. It's an exact clone of their dog, and it behaves the same, and like it's not like super common spots. Like it doesn't just go sit on the couch. Like it goes and sits in this one corner where there's a little bit of sunlight going or shade. It's like I don't know. It's creepy stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it.
yeah, dude, I don't know. Like sometimes protecting seems like such a good idea, but like the more that I realize how sheltered I was and how much I want to like be out of that and be my own self and be forced to actually go do stuff and make stuff of my own, I'm just like, oh, I do not want that for people. I do not want my family, my kids to do that. I want them to have to go work for stuff. I
Hmm.
want them to have to make phone calls about things that they want. I want them to not feel guilty or
Yeah.
judged or anything like that. And like, hey, like that's how you learn. That's how you become successful. That's how you go to learn how to have healthy conversations and to be able to have confidence and learn life. It's just like,
Hmm.
ah, it's so easy to be so sheltered, and it seems like it's a good idea to protect. Oh, like I'm going to give everything to to these people, or I'm going to help them, and I don't want them to ever experience hurt. And it's like, man, so much that hurt and that pain is what people learn from, and
Hmm.
it helps them to advance and to grow, be powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add on to this episode? No.
No, those are my words of wisdom for
Alrighty.
July blank of 2025.
Yeah.
What are we,
16th.
16th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess
So
that'll do it for this episode then.
that'll do it for this episode, guys. We appreciate you all joining in. Again, if you have any questions or want to join in the conversation, we'd love to hear your comments. Give us a call. You know our number.
See you, everybody.